Dre et krabe, see and protect. Some of you get a key, if I am right to speak. Sakot the key, if not speak. Reda miku krita pujomo, show me your good road. It's a frikami and fankumu farasadi, and help me avoid your obstacles. In other words, we know that our ancestors were not perfect, but we want to even learn from their mistakes. What the proverb says, a wise person can even learn from a fool, but a smart one sometimes find it hard to learn from anybody because they think they know it. They think they know it all. Sometimes you look at a fool, you learn, you say, oh, I'm not going to do that. That means you learn it from that person. It's a free me and help me avoid your obstacles. Hey, Jerry Dumayi, watch what happens here. Send your blessings and good intentions. The same creator who made you, made me. We are one and always will be. At this time, we take a moment to acknowledge some of those ancestors, but we start with the special ones, the sheroes, the heroes, those who went beyond the everyday stuff. They did things that were extraordinary. And some of them, we use their names, on a regular basis. Like when we talk about Harriet Tubman, she was one of those. She was one of those, and we said we're one and always will be. But a lot of people, we miss one of the most important things that Harriet Tubman told us. At one point after the Civil War, somebody said, oh, Harriet, we want to give you an award and acknowledge all those people that you helped free from enslavement. And her reply was, she would have freed a whole lot more if only they had known that they were enslaved. Do you know that it was Harriet Tubman that wrote the song Steal Away to Jesus? She wrote that song, and that was a song that she used when she was going near the plantations, and when she started singing Steal Away, she was letting people know it's time to leave up out of here. But Jesus was not just a being that had been there some thousands of years ago. At that point, she was using Jesus as an allegory, as a metaphor for freedom. We're stealing away to freedom. We're leaving this place, and we're going where we can be free. She also led warriors during the Civil War. She led folks into battle. So please, name some of the heroes or the sheroes that you can think of now, those who did extraordinary things that we, know that we have to acknowledge, that helped us get to this place and space. Call some of their names.
Martin Luther King.
Jabai Munja Wosuliba.
Benjamin Banneker.
Jabai Munja Wosuliba.
Maya Angelou.
Jabai Munja Wosuliba.
Marcus Garvey.
Jabai Munja Wosuliba.
Frederick Douglass.
Jabai Munja Wosuliba. Jabai Munja Wosuliba. John Coltrane. Jabai Munja Wosuliba. 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 Dessalines and Christoph of Haiti. Jabai Munja Wosuliba.
Kwame Ture.
Jabai Munja Wosuliba. Kwame Nkrumah. Jabai Munja Wosuliba. 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 Zumbi of Brazil. Jabai Munja Wosuliba. Jabai Munja Wosuliba. Now we want to take time to deal with in our personal families. Like for me, I got to call my mama's name, Catherine Hall. I got to call my grandmama's name, Bert Sanders. My granddaddy, George Sanders. My great-grandmama, Elizabeth Peace. My great-grandfather, Golden Peace. My grandmama, Nancy. My granddaddy, Joe. I got to call their names. Because they're the ones who did the everyday work. My mama worked in the post office. My granddad worked in the coal mines. My Uncle William, he was a truck mechanic. My Aunt Vera, she raised me. She was big mama for the family. So who are the ones in your family? Because if we don't remember our ancestors, who will? If we don't acknowledge them, that's our job. That's our job. When we go to these institutions now known as schools, they teach us about their history. And ain't no subject that they teach, math, astronomy, physics, every subject they teach a historical part of it, and they always go back to the Greeks and the Romans and don't ever tell you about them people going to our ancestors and getting that information. They don't tell you about that. But they talk about what they did. That's ancestral acknowledgement. That's ancestral worship. Reverence. They practice it every day. That's what all this hoopla is about, all them statues. And who are they fighting over? Statues over Confederates who kept our ancestors enslaved. Who are fighting for the right to keep our ancestors enslaved. And Trump had the audacity to say, he looked around, he said, well, you know, what you going to be talking about next? You're going to be talking about George Washington's statue and Thomas Jefferson? Yes, because they were involved in it too. They were slave owners. George Washington and Thomas Jefferson were both pedophiles. They were rapists. They were raping black women. They had children by them. George Washington had at least 8 children. Thomas Jefferson started raping Sally Hemings when she was 13 years old. And then they said, oh, well, you can't judge, that by today's standards. She was 13. Even then, she was a child. And not only that, she was his white wife's sister. Sally Hemings was given to Thomas Jefferson by his daughter's father as a wedding present. Do you understand what that means about us? How these people look at us? Please acknowledge your ancestors. Keep them alive. Keep their spirit alive. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Call their names.
Carrie Darcy.
Jebai Munja Wosli Ba. 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 Howard Sanders. Jebai Munja Wosli Ba. Jebai Munja Wosli Ba.
Joe Kelly.
Jebai Munja Wosli Ba. Jebai Munja Wosli Ba. Jebai Munja Wosli Ba. You know, every time during African History Month or in Kwanzaa, people talk about we come from kings and queens. Yes, there were kings and queens. But the overwhelming majority of African people were hard-working, everyday people. They were farmers, again, fishermen, hunters, healers. It was everyday working people who built the pyramids. Imhotep may have designed it and organized it, the building of it, but it was everyday craftsmen and their families that put it up there. So that is about communal responsibility. We know your spirit never can die. Then come to guide this family. Come to guide this family. And always we will honor you. Always we will honor you. Crew, spirit, radima, light, summa, life. For the one in Jerusalem, praises our ancestors. For the one in Jerusalem, praises our ancestors. For the one in Jerusalem. Aye, Ajay.
Yo.
Aye, Ajay.
Yo.
Aye, Ajay.
Yo.
Aye, Ajay.
Yo.
Aye. Yo.